Charlotte, how are you, my friend?
I am wonderful for a Monday, thank you. Yeah, just recovering after a hectic weekend, wandering around London.
We had Adam Rowland on the podcast. Adam had can we say, a certain procedure in the last couple of years. So Adam come on the show. He's in a real bad way. Um, Bless him. I've been doing my best to help him with respect to health and what I know about health. But it was a podcast that hit a lot of people,
Mm.
in the hearts, seeing his plight, if we can call it that. The wonderful Fiona Rose Diamond, I believe, organised the the get together, the gathering on Saturday in London, of all the people uh, that believe they've been hurt by the decision they made this last 3 years. It was not just remembering the people that are no longer with us, but those people that are still living with it. And it culminated, didn't it, with throwing roses over the gates of Downing Street, which is a beautiful sentiment or action, should we say. And of course, you've organised a comedy podcast weekend, which is going to be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Folks, the link will be below. If you want to grab a ticket, if you want to come up and meet me in Charlotte, we'd be delighted to see you. I will give you as much time as I can. I'm very honoured to be invited, and I hope to podcast some of the wonderful people, or at least one of the wonderful guests you've had. We got Gary McKinnon, who's been a long-term online friend of mine. He was the chap that hacked into was it NASA and the CIA, and then they tried to extradite him to the US for charges. And was it he had a form of learning disability and
Yeah, he's autistic, I think, isn't
yes, something like that. We've got the wonderful Right Said Fred, who've been on the podcast, who stood up for the kids, like right from the beginning of this bloody thing. Andrew Lawrence, who's a very funny comedian. I believe he's got a YouTube channel. Abby
he? Yeah, Abby Roberts,
Rogers.
she'll be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt Hoy, good friend of mine, been on the podcast as well. So hopefully it's going to be a bit of a light-hearted event, not necessarily focusing folks on, all the stuff, but just us guys getting together to acknowledge each other and acknowledge each other's efforts and share that with the public. So if you can come along, it's going to be, is it Chagworth near Derby?
Kegworth.
Kegworth.
And I never heard of it before either.
I just sent everyone to the wrong place.
Yeah.
Kegworth near Derby. So if you're up around there or you can get to there, check the link below. Charlotte, first off, thank you, because you've been a big support to me. I remember when we started the Veterans Alliance, and we went up to London quite a few times, all at everyone's own expense, to raise awareness, really, of what we could see as wrongdoings. And you came forward. You offered to help me back in the day. The truth is, Charlotte, I didn't know what you could do.
Neither did I.
We're just always. I mean, I probably, looking back, wish I'd taken you up on the offer. It's really hard, Charlotte, because I fight the spiritual battle. That's the main thing for me.
Yeah.
Not because I'm some sort of hippy dippy, weirdo, but because I can see that's how, these controllers are playing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
They're keeping them in their what's called their lower self, keeping them angry, keeping them, fixated on Netflix and their phones, and certain health theories, can we say, which are really not helpful. If you just, if you, I think we can say, if you buy into the notion that it's other people make you ill, you're kind of like missing the point.
Yeah.
You really, everything starts within us and how we live our lives. And so how did this idea for the weekend come around?
Yeah, well, I guess all acts who are going to be included in there have kept everybody going, including yourself, Chris, like over the last 3 years. And I always say that, like, the comedy side of things, making fun of, you know, this difficult situation that everybody's been in, whether it be a meme or, you know, just watching somebody's, you know, speaking out about it. Like, I was talking to somebody the other day. If you can't make a joke about sitting down with a Scotch egg in a pub, and that's the only way you can enter it or have a drink, that was it, wasn't it? Then, you know, you're doing it wrong. And like all these TV comedians on like Mock the Week and things like that, have I got news for you, that came up. None of them actually went to town on, you know, the narrative and just, you know, just the absolute daftness of these rules that were imposed by us. And so what happened was a few months ago, I came up with a bit of an idea. Like, James Delingpole is like one of my favourite podcasters, and I was lucky enough to meet him and his family.
Is he more favourite than me?
You're both very different.
Careful. No, I'd love it if he's doing well. Yeah. Bloody brilliant.
Well, I did put a bit of an event on at the beginning of December, and I thought I'll get some of these censored comedians, you know, who've been dropped by their agents because of the views, speaking out against the madness, all this kind of thing. And did a bit of a show in December, and the guys who were organising this weekend in Kegworth saw that I'd done that and said, can you get on board and help us? And so I've been added a few more guests. I've got Dick Delingpole hosting the Saturday, who's a great compere, helped me at the beginning of December, so it'll be a great laugh. And so, yeah, and do you know what? It's just something I really enjoy doing. I've got a normal job outside of all this, but, you know, I just think that maybe this is the journey that I'm on.
Yes, well, it's the journey we're all on, isn't it?
We're all on, yeah.
You know, I can't remember if I said it in this podcast or I said it to you before, but, you know, we're facing a spiritual battle. And the controllers, as I call them, you know, they've done this for thousands of years. They know what they're doing, and when we no longer have music or we no longer have comedy, that's it, game over. Exactly. They've got their world order, can we say, and we got to make sure that doesn't happen. And of course, you taking a Mickey out of it all reminds me of the wonderful Richard Willett and Gareth Ike.
He'll be there as well. Yeah, exactly.
Who will both be there.
Yeah.
Just watching those guys laugh at. I mean, was it if you get your I don't know, is it your 19th Roosty Boosty? You get a custard cream donut. It's. Oh, these guys really want to push health, don't they?
Yeah. There was that Mayor Bill de Blasio in New York. Do you remember that clip of him? He was sat there at a desk eating a burger and fries and whatnot. And he said, and it was promoting the vaccine by saying you can get a free one of these. I don't know if it was aimed at the children, or it must be, but if anyone took him up on that offer, then more fool them.
Yeah. No mention of good eating, no mention of health,
all about health, yeah.
No mention of breathing techniques, no mention of cold water immersion, no mention of gentle exercise, no mention of eating vegetables, you know, which has been a big thing in my life, you know. Since I started eating more vegetables, I just stopped getting ill. And yet you never hear the mainstream media talk anything about this.
No, absolutely not. All bought and paid for, and just pushing big pharma. And we can see it. That's the thing. You know, the likes of us, and you know, the awakened community, whatever. We can see right through it. We can see through the propaganda, and, you know, just get to the root of, you know, who owns who and all that lot, from your TV doctors to your politicians.
Let's be honest, BlackRock and Vanguard own everything, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, they own everything. Friends, if you're not aware of BlackRock and Vanguard, they're financial companies that basically, in loose terms, you can think of them that they have the leading shares in every company on the stock market. why is that important? Well, it basically means that two CEOs, who could even be the same person, but
there's a documentary, isn't there? Is it Monopoly? Is it called Monopoly?
Monopoly, Follow the Money.
Yeah, to get to the root of it all. And I think Jacinda Ardern's just gone to work for BlackRock as well, hasn't she, I think?
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, Charlotte, I talk about the spiritual battle. These are individuals that haven't found the light. They think that they're going to find happiness in life through material wealth and through ego. Jacinda Ardern is a prime example. She's up there smiling like she's the golden. You're not the golden girl. You're a deeply unhappy person. Yeah. You think this being part of this big club is going to bring you what you want. It just won't, easier. Was it, they say in the Bible, is it like easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to go to heaven? And we talk a lot, Charlotte, about heaven on this podcast, because heaven is the land of milk and honey. Milk and honey is when you activate your pineal gland and your pituitary and the pineal, they start producing serotonin and DMT. One looks like milk, one's like a honey substance, right? Mm-hmm. And that is what genuinely makes you happy in life, because it means you made a connection with the bigger picture. This is all hidden knowledge. Nothing, hasn't been talked about the last 3 years.
Yeah.
You have to go to alternative media like the one that we're on now to even hear about these concepts, and yet they're so vitally important.
Yeah, and do you know what? I was talking about this the other day. Like the last 3 years, certainly become more spiritual. A lot of people who I know and are on the right side of history, shall I say, have this Christian belief, or it's getting there. And when I always used to say, I'm an atheist. My nana and gramps, when they were in their 80s, and they used to be sat in a rocking chair, holding hands, swaying back and forward. And I remember my nana saying to me when I was a child, we've had the most wonderful life, Charlotte, and religion has not come into it at all. And so I've had that belief in my mind. Oh, my nana said this, but I am learning over the last few years. There's definitely something in it. I'm sure.
And I hope that my contribution on this planet can just like steer people into that in that direction.
Yeah. Oh no, you've definitely got that ability.
Well, I just believe in love, kindness, empathy, and understanding, because there isn't anything else. Hate is just it's like holding a pot of acid inside you and thinking that something good's going to come out of it. And again, these these controllers, they very well understand this. This is why you just see such doom, gloom, misery, and division on the news, isn't it?
Yeah, scrolling through Twitter before, which is obviously a very bad habit, but it's just constant, this trans thing, and just turfs and these videos of a man dressed as a child with a nappy on, and it's just going absolutely mental at the minute. It's just like an influx of it. I'm just trying to New Year's resolution, just try and not look at it, but it is very difficult. It's addictive, isn't it?
Yeah, they want people to live in their what we call birth certificate identity.
Yeah.
Not realizing, no, I'm not Chris, you're not Charlotte. We are part of the all. We're the universe experiencing itself in what we think is separate bodies, but we're not. I'm you and you are me, Charlotte. We're just intelligent life. And once people realize that, it does away with the need for war. Because if you're me and I'm you, I want the best for you. Whether you're here, whether you're in Ukraine, whether you're in Russia, whether you're in Afghanistan, I want the best, because we are all the same. And of course, if people come to that realization, it's a dangerous thing for these, these ancient bloodlines that and they get it all. They come out of ancient Babylon, the mystery schools, the magic schools, they communicate through esoterics. They just know all this stuff so well. And it's
Do you think that's possible, though, Chris? Can you see the vast majority of people eventually being able to see that? I mean, an example is on Saturday, so at the march, and walking to Downing Street, there was lots and lots of shoppers and just people going, "What the hell's going on here?" There was a huge like bunting with faces of those who've been injured or whatnot. Huge, went on for meters and meters, and you could see, and I know this for a fact, people were shouting anti-vaxxers, all this kind of stuff, when actually it's the exact opposite. So, the cognitive dissonance for people like that is just not there even now.
That is just such a great point, Charlotte, But here's the thing. They're floaters. You're right. They will go with whatever is the status quo.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Our status quo is growing, and it's growing fast. Not everybody gets it. They're what we call, looking at I've got a spiritual map on my other screen there. They're what we call fourth dimension people. So they've come out of third dimension, which is the matrix. That's believing like your BBC and all that stuff. They're aware that something's not right. But the problem is, and you see this a lot at the moment, is they realize something's not right. How are they going to fix it? Oh, I'll tell you what, let's get rid of that Boris Johnson and let's get that Tony Blair back in. That will right. It's called matrix thinking, right?
Yeah.
Rather than realize, no, we're beautiful, sovereign human beings. We don't need these people controlling our lives. We need to get above that, make the connection with the universe, which is done through diet, thinking, and understanding. And then all these things drop away. They no longer become issues. I never wore the thing on my face. I certainly never had any procedures.
Same.
Because I don't live in fear, Charlotte. There's nothing they can do to me. I'm eternal life. I can't go anywhere, right? I might change from this form of Chris Thrall, but I'll become other beautiful forms of life. I'm the universe experiencing itself. And a lot of people haven't come to that point yet. But what will happen is the floaters, the great unwashed, as my friend refers to them, will go, oh, hang on. Like the mainstream media is not popular anymore, but all these guys just seem like really happy, and they love each other, and they're all going to this festival, and they're all doing. Oh, we'll go with that. It's just the nature of people. So will it change? Yeah, massively. We've got this. We've absolutely got this.
I think so. Yeah. I think I maybe have got much of a more of a positive mindset like over the last few months, and like just meeting different people and connections. There's a great community that we're building and have built. And yeah, there's going to be lots and lots of festivals that you'd like to see. Everyone would like to get involved in outside of our community. And yeah, that has been. I am feeling really positive about the future.
Good. You and me both. And on that point, that's a great point to bring our chat to a close. We'll keep it short because then more people can watch this video. Friends at home, link below. If you want to come up, buy me a Coca-Cola, have a chat, have a hug. You will get a big hug, I promise you. Maybe you can grab a copy of my book. That's not a plug because I don't make shit off them. But and I'll get to meet you, Charlotte. I'm really looking forwards. It'd be great if we could get a big photo of us all together, wouldn't it?
I'm sure. There'll be. I think there's an official photographer going to be there, so there'll be plenty of opportunity for that. Yeah.
Yes.
Can't wait to hug everyone.
Yes. And Charlotte, just to my final say, other than asking people like and subscribe, folks, come on, we can't get this for the kids if you don't support the people that are talking about the freedom,
Exactly.
Come on, I know I've been on YouTube myself, and you look at a great channel and you don't subscribe, and then you have to go and find it again. But try and support us, friends, if you can. That would be great. And my final word to you, Charlotte, is just massive thank you for everything. You've been a staunch ally during this whole last 3 years. And that deserves some recognition. So much love to you, my darling, and a big thank you.
Right back at you.
Stay online.
All right, we'll do.